The exact origin of cricket remains one of history's greatest sporting mysteries. Unlike many famous inventions, no single person or exact date can be credited with creating the game. Historians believe cricket first appeared in southeastern England during the Middle Ages, sometime between the 12th and 13th centuries. At that time, England was a land of small farming villages, forests, and open grasslands. Most people worked as farmers or shepherds, and children spent much of their time outdoors. It was in these peaceful countryside fields that the earliest form of cricket is believed to have been born. According to historians, shepherd boys may have invented the game while watching over their flocks. To pass the time, they used a curved wooden stick to hit a small ball made from wood, wool, or tightly wrapped cloth. This simple pastime gradually became more popular. In the beginning, there were no official bats, wickets, or cricket balls. Players used whatever materials they could find. A tree stump, a wooden gate, or even a fence post often served as the wicket, while homemade wooden sticks became the first cricket bats. The earliest version of cricket looked very different from the modern game. The bats were curved like hockey sticks because the ball rolled along the ground instead of bouncing. Every village had its own way of playing, and there were almost no fixed rules. As villages gathered during festivals, markets, and holidays, friendly cricket matches became a favorite form of entertainment. These games helped bring communities together and slowly increased the sport's popularity throughout southern England. One of the earliest written references to cricket appeared in the year 1598. Court records mentioned a game called cricket that had been played by schoolboys many years earlier. This important document is one of the strongest pieces of evidence proving that cricket already existed in medieval England. During the following centuries, the game continued to grow. Adults began playing alongside children, and local landowners often organized matches between neighboring villages. Cricket slowly changed from a simple children's game into a competitive sport enjoyed by people of all ages. Although historians still debate exactly how cricket began, most agree that its roots lie in the rural countryside of medieval England. The game's simple equipment, natural playing fields, and community spirit reflected everyday life during that period. From these humble beginnings in quiet English villages, cricket began an incredible journey. Over the centuries, it would spread across the British Empire, reach every continent, and become one of the world's most popular and respected sports, inspiring millions of players and fans around the globe. During the Middle Ages, between the 12th and 15th centuries, life in England was simple and centered around farming. Most people lived in small villages, worked in the fields, and spent their days caring for crops and animals. Entertainment was limited, so people created games using whatever materials they had. Historians believe that young shepherds played an important role in the early development of cricket. While watching their sheep graze in open fields, they invented games to pass the time, using sticks, stones, and handmade balls. The earliest cricket bats were nothing like the flat bats used today. They were short, heavy, and curved, similar to modern hockey sticks, because the ball rolled along the ground instead of bouncing through the air. The ball itself was usually homemade. It was often made by wrapping wool, cloth, or leather tightly together, while some villages simply used carved wooden balls or smooth stones, depending on what was available. There were no proper wickets in those days. Players used tree stumps, wooden gates, fence posts, or even large rocks as targets. The objective was simple: protect the wicket while trying to hit the ball as far as possible. Every village had its own version of the game. There were no official rules, no fixed number of players, and no standard playing field. Each community played according to local traditions, making every match unique. Cricket soon became a favorite activity during village festivals, church holidays, and seasonal celebrations. These friendly matches brought together children, farmers, craftsmen, and local families, strengthening community bonds. As more villages began playing the game, people shared ideas and gradually adopted similar ways of playing. Over time, the sport became more organized, although it still remained a simple countryside pastime. The popularity of these village games helped preserve cricket for future generations. What began as an informal game played by shepherds slowly spread throughout southern England and attracted players from different social backgrounds. Although medieval cricket was very different from the modern sport, its basic idea remained the same: using a bat to strike a ball while protecting a target. These humble village games laid the foundation for the international sport that millions of people enjoy today. By the beginning of the 16th century, cricket was no longer just a children's pastime. The game had become increasingly popular across southern England, especially in the counties of Kent, Sussex, Surrey, and Hampshire. People from different villages eagerly gathered to play and watch matches. As England's population grew and trade between towns increased, cricket spread from one community to another. Farmers, craftsmen, merchants, and laborers all embraced the game, making it one of the country's favorite outdoor activities. During this period, adults began playing cricket regularly instead of leaving it only to children. Friendly competitions between neighboring villages became common, attracting large crowds who came to cheer for their local teams. Cricket matches were often held during church festivals, market days, harvest celebrations, and public holidays. These events brought entire communities together, turning cricket into both a sporting contest and a social gathering. Although the game was becoming more organized, there were still no universal rules. Every village had its own style of play, with different numbers of players, different pitch sizes, and local traditions that made each match unique. Wealthy landowners and members of the English nobility soon developed an interest in cricket. They organized matches on their estates, provided equipment, and sometimes even rewarded the best players with money or valuable prizes. The growing popularity of cricket also led to the first known written records of the game. Legal documents, court records, and historical writings from the late 16th and early 17th centuries confirmed that cricket had become an established sport throughout southern England. As competition increased, players began improving their batting, bowling, and fielding techniques. Although the equipment remained simple, the quality of play steadily improved, making matches more exciting and competitive. By the end of the 17th century, cricket had evolved from a local village game into a respected regional sport. Organized matches between counties and large communities became more frequent, attracting players from across England. This period marked a major turning point in cricket's history. The widespread popularity it gained during the 16th and 17th centuries laid the foundation for official rules, professional players, and the transformation of cricket into one of the world's greatest sports. As cricket became more popular across England, it began appearing in official written records. These early documents provide historians with valuable evidence that the game was already being played centuries ago, helping separate historical fact from legend. One of the earliest known references to cricket dates back to 1597, when a court case in Guildford, Surrey, mentioned a game called cricket. During the trial, a man named John Derrick testified that he and his school friends had played the game around 1550, making it one of the oldest reliable accounts of cricket. This testimony is extremely important because it proves that cricket was already being played by children during the mid-16th century. It also suggests that the game had existed for many years before it was ever written down in official records. In the early 1600s, more documents began mentioning cricket in different parts of southern England. Court records, local government papers, and church documents referred to people playing cricket, showing that the game was becoming increasingly common. Some of these records also reveal that cricket was not always welcomed. Local authorities occasionally complained that people played cricket instead of attending church services or completing their daily work, especially on Sundays. During the 17th century, written records show that adults had also begun playing cricket, not just children. The sport had grown into a popular recreational activity enjoyed by farmers, workers, merchants, and even members of the upper classes. Historians have also discovered records of people placing bets on cricket matches. This indicates that the game had become competitive enough to attract spectators who were willing to gamble on the outcome. These early written documents do not describe cricket exactly as it is played today, but they clearly demonstrate that the sport was spreading rapidly throughout England and becoming an important part of local culture. Every historical document uncovered by researchers adds another piece to the story of cricket's development. Together, these records help historians trace how a simple village game gradually evolved into an organized national sport. The first written records of cricket remain some of the most valuable historical evidence in the game's history. They prove that cricket had deep roots in English society long before official rules were created, laying the foundation for the global sport enjoyed by millions today. The 18th century marked a major turning point in the history of cricket. What had once been a simple village pastime gradually developed into a well-organized sport, attracting players from across England and laying the foundation for professional cricket. During this period, wealthy landowners, noblemen, and aristocrats became enthusiastic supporters of the game. They organized cricket matches on their large estates, invited the best players to compete, and provided financial support to improve the quality of competition. These wealthy supporters, known as patrons, often sponsored local teams and paid talented cricketers to represent them. For the first time in history, skilled players could earn money by playing cricket instead of treating it only as a recreational activity. As professional players emerged, cricket matches became more competitive and entertaining. The best batsmen, bowlers, and fielders gained local fame, and spectators traveled long distances to watch exciting contests between rival teams. Gambling also became closely linked with cricket during the 18th century. Wealthy patrons and spectators frequently placed large bets on the outcomes of important matches, increasing both the excitement and the financial value of the sport. Because money and prestige were now involved, teams began selecting only their strongest players. Training became more serious, and players worked hard to improve their batting, bowling, and fielding skills to outperform their opponents. The growing popularity of professional cricket encouraged organizers to arrange larger matches between counties and regions. These contests attracted hundreds and sometimes thousands of spectators, making cricket one of England's most popular public entertainments. As the sport expanded, there was a growing need for standardized rules to ensure fair competition. This demand eventually led to the creation of official laws that would bring consistency to matches across the country. By the end of the 18th century, cricket had transformed from a local village game into a respected professional sport. Paid players, organized teams, wealthy patrons, and large crowds had become common features of the game. The rise of professional cricket during the 18th century changed the sport forever. The support of wealthy patrons, the introduction of paid players, and the increasing organization of matches created the strong foundation on which modern international cricket would later be built. As cricket became increasingly popular during the 18th century, different towns and counties followed their own local rules. This often led to disagreements during matches, making it clear that the sport needed one official set of laws. In 1744, the first known laws of cricket were written and published in England. These laws became the first official rulebook in cricket's history and marked the beginning of a more organized and professional game. The early laws explained important parts of the game, including the size of the pitch, the height and width of the wickets, the responsibilities of the umpires, and the basic rules for batting, bowling, and dismissing a player. Before these laws existed, every village or county played cricket differently. The introduction of official rules ensured that teams from different regions could compete under the same conditions, making matches fairer and more consistent. During this period, cricket was played with only two wooden stumps forming the wicket. Later, in 1775, a third stump was added after bowlers repeatedly sent the ball through the gap between the two stumps, making the wicket more difficult for batters to defend. The official laws also strengthened the role of the umpires. They were given the authority to settle disputes, enforce the rules, and ensure that every match was played honestly and fairly. As cricket continued to develop, the laws were revised and improved. New rules were introduced to keep pace with changes in bowling styles, batting techniques, and playing equipment, helping the game evolve over time. Standardized laws encouraged more organized competitions throughout England. Players could now prepare for matches knowing that the same rules applied everywhere, improving both the quality and fairness of the sport. These official laws laid the foundation for modern cricket. Although many rules have been updated over the centuries, the basic principles established in the 18th century continue to shape the game played around the world today. The creation of the laws of cricket transformed the sport from a collection of local village games into a unified national game. It was one of the most important milestones in cricket's history, paving the way for international matches and the global popularity the sport enjoys today. By the late 18th century, cricket had become one of England's most popular sports. As the game continued to grow, there was a need for a respected organization to manage the sport, maintain its laws, and promote fair competition across the country. In 1787, The Marylebone Cricket Club, MCC, was founded in London. The club quickly became the most influential authority in cricket and played a central role in shaping the future of the game. The MCC was established by members of the White Conduit Club, who moved to a new cricket ground created by entrepreneur Thomas Lord. This new ground soon became known as Lord's Cricket Ground, a name that would become famous throughout the cricketing world. Thomas Lord built the first Lord's Cricket Ground in 1787 with the support of leading cricket patrons. Although the ground was later moved twice because of land developments, it eventually settled at its present location in 1814, where it still stands today. Lord's Cricket Ground quickly earned the nickname, the home of cricket. It became the venue for the most important matches in England and attracted the country's finest players, officials, and enthusiastic spectators. The MCC took responsibility for preserving and updating the laws of cricket. Whenever changes were needed, the club carefully revised the rules, ensuring that the game remained fair, consistent, and suitable for future generations. During the 19th century, Lord's became the center of international cricket. Historic matches between England and visiting teams were played there, helping to spread cricket's reputation far beyond Britain's borders. Many of cricket's greatest moments have taken place at Lord's. Legendary players have scored centuries, taken remarkable wickets, and created unforgettable memories on its famous pitch, making the ground one of the sport's most treasured landmarks. Even today, the Marylebone Cricket Club remains one of cricket's most respected institutions. Although the International Cricket Council now governs international cricket, the MCC continues to safeguard the laws of cricket and preserve the game's traditions. The founding of the Marylebone Cricket Club and the establishment of Lord's Cricket Ground marked a defining moment in cricket's history. Together, they transformed cricket into a well-organized international sport and created a lasting legacy that continues to inspire players and fans around the world. During the 18th and 19th centuries, the British Empire expanded across Asia, Africa, Australia, the Caribbean, and many other parts of the world. As British soldiers, sailors, merchants, and government officials traveled overseas, they carried their favorite sport, cricket, with them. Cricket was first played in British military camps and colonial settlements. Soldiers organized friendly matches during their free time, while British families living abroad introduced the game to local communities. As new schools, colleges, and universities were established in British colonies, cricket became part of education. Students learned the sport from an early age, helping it spread quickly among younger generations. Local people soon developed a strong interest in cricket. Many learned the game by watching British players, and before long they formed their own clubs, teams, and local competitions. Countries such as India, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, the West Indies, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka eventually embraced cricket and made it an important part of their sporting culture. In many places, the game became more popular than any other sport. Cricket was more than just entertainment. The British believed it taught discipline, teamwork, honesty, patience, and respect for rules. These values helped the game become accepted in schools, government institutions, and local communities. By the late 19th century, cricket clubs had been established throughout the British Empire. International tours between England and overseas teams became more common, strengthening connections between different parts of the cricketing world. Although cricket had originated in England, each country developed its own unique playing style and traditions. Australian aggression, Caribbean flair, Indian technique, and Pakistani fast bowling would later give the sport its rich diversity. As the game continued to spread, cricket gradually transformed from a British pastime into a truly international sport. Millions of people from different cultures and backgrounds embraced the game and made it their own. The global expansion of cricket through the British Empire changed sporting history forever. What began centuries earlier in the villages of medieval England had now crossed oceans, United Nations, and become one of the world's most loved and widely played sports. After becoming firmly established in England, cricket began to spread across the world during the 18th and 19th centuries as the British Empire expanded into Asia, Africa, Australia, the Caribbean, and other regions. British soldiers, sailors, merchants, teachers, and government officials carried the game wherever they went, introducing cricket to millions of people who had never seen it before. One of the first countries to embrace cricket was India. Introduced by the British East India Company, the game quickly gained popularity through schools, colleges, military camps, and local cricket clubs. Communities across the Indian subcontinent soon formed their own teams, and cricket gradually became more than just a British sport. It became a passion shared by people from every background. Cricket also flourished in Australia after British settlers arrived in 1788. Australians developed an aggressive, fearless style of play that would later make them one of the strongest cricketing nations in history. By the middle of the 19th century, cricket had become popular enough for countries to compete against one another. In 1844, Canada and the United States played the world's first official international cricket match, marking the beginning of international cricket. A new chapter began in 1877, when Australia hosted England in Melbourne for the world's first official test match. This historic contest introduced Test cricket, the longest and most traditional form of the game. Just 5 years later, in 1882, Australia's famous victory over England at the Oval inspired the birth of the Ashes, creating one of the greatest rivalries in the history of sport. During the late 19th and early 20th centuries, cricket spread rapidly to South Africa, New Zealand, the West Indies, and many other parts of the British Empire, creating a truly international cricket community. Every nation added its own unique character to the game. Australia's fighting spirit, the West Indies' explosive talent, India's technical brilliance, Pakistan's fast bowling, and New Zealand's discipline enriched cricket with different styles and traditions. The early 1900s produced some of cricket's greatest legends, whose remarkable batting, bowling, leadership, and sportsmanship inspired future generations of players around the world. Cricket continued to grow until the outbreak of the First World War in 1914. International tours were cancelled, many cricket grounds were converted for military use, and numerous players joined the armed forces. The Second World War once again brought international cricket to a halt. For several years, the game was forced to wait while nations focused on the global conflict. After the wars ended, cricket returned stronger than ever. International tours resumed, stadiums reopened, and fans once again filled the grounds to celebrate their favorite sport. As television became more common during the 1960s and 1970s, cricket reached millions of homes, making the game more popular than ever before. In 1971, cricket entered a new era with the introduction of the One-Day International (ODI) format. Limited to a fixed number of overs, it offered faster, more exciting matches that appealed to a wider audience. The success of one-day cricket led to the creation of the first Cricket World Cup in 1975, held in England. The tournament brought together the world's best teams and quickly became cricket's most prestigious international competition. During the 1980s and 1990s, Asian cricket experienced extraordinary growth. India and Pakistan developed world-class teams filled with legendary batsmen, fast bowlers, and all-rounders who captivated millions of fans. Cricket stadiums across Asia regularly attracted enormous crowds, while television broadcasts reached audiences in every corner of the world. In 2003, the introduction of the 2020 T20 format revolutionized cricket once again. Matches became shorter, faster, and more entertaining, attracting younger audiences and completely changing the way cricket was played and watched. The success of T20 cricket inspired the creation of professional franchise leagues, most notably the Indian Premier League (IPL), where international stars compete alongside emerging young talent. Similar tournaments soon appeared in Australia, Pakistan, England, South Africa, the Caribbean, and several other countries, helping cricket become a truly global entertainment industry. Women's cricket also entered a new golden age. Increased investment, professional contracts, and major international tournaments allowed female cricketers to inspire millions of young girls around the world. Modern technology transformed cricket as well. Innovations such as DRS, Hawkeye, Ultra Edge, ball tracking systems, and high-speed cameras made umpiring decisions more accurate and improved fairness in the game. Digital broadcasting, live streaming, and social media enabled fans from every continent to follow matches instantly, bringing the global cricket community closer together than ever before. Today, cricket is played professionally and recreationally in more than 100 countries, with millions of children dreaming of representing their nations on the international stage. New cricketing nations continue to emerge, proving that the sport is no longer limited to its traditional powers but is expanding into new regions every year. At the same time, advances in sports science, fitness, coaching methods, and data analysis continue to improve player performance and make the game more competitive. Although cricket has changed dramatically over the centuries, it still preserves the values that helped shape its history: discipline, teamwork, respect, patience, fairness, and sportsmanship. From its humble beginnings in the villages of medieval England to becoming a sport followed by billions across the globe, the history of cricket is a remarkable story of tradition, innovation, rivalry, and unity that continues to inspire new generations of players and fans.